Well, ladies and gentlemen, got a small update from Clif High. Some of the preliminary data he's looking at, assuming from his next WebBot report, which should be due in another week, week and a half, I think, assuming it's on time. He just said, heads up, the data showing we are going into the financial shit the first 3 months of the new year. Maybe looking at $3,000 in gold, $100 in silver by tax time. The data shows the rise as being gut-wrenching. Just a heads up, back to work, not much time left. Whatever. Well, he says, not much time left in this world before the next one appears around us. Whatever that means. But, pre-warning, WebBot hasn't been really good with the timing of the movements of silver all that much. It has in the past a couple times, nothing major. You know, the thing though is you have to remember, the longer something shows up in these WebBot reports, the more sure of a thing it is to happen. It's just a matter of when. Let me remind you about its incredible, unbelievable calls that were correct and spot on pretty much with the timing as well for the movement of the price of Bitcoin. 408 to 428, it was going to do this movement 3 times, and then after it got to that 3rd time, it was over. It's not going to come back down. That has happened. It happened during the time he said it would happen. He also said not that long ago, the next breach we were looking for, I think he said it was a 600 something number, 638 or 688 or some I forget the exact number for Bitcoin. It breached that. It's over 700, now, as a matter of fact. Been a couple of days since I looked. Bitcoin price USD $739 currently. Back in 2014, it was almost at $1,200. It looks like just under $1,200, $1,100 something. Came way back down. 2014. That was towards the end of 2014. 2015 kept coming down. It was under 400. Stayed that way from like almost all of 2015. So while it was doing that, staying below 400 for all of 2015, towards the end of the year, Clif High says his report is showing, his WebBot report is showing that we're going to see Bitcoin go, the numbers we keep seeing, 408 up to 428. It may go above that, then come back down. It's going to bounce around about 3 times doing that. Then it's going to go up, and it will stay up. It's not going to come back down. And he said the timing for that, I thought, was around November to December time frame. Going off my memory, and I'm pretty sure that was pretty accurate. I'm looking at the chart now. That's when it finally started to move. Get into 2016, it stays up there, it does a little bit of bouncing around, but then it goes up. It's now nearing the $800 mark, actually. So he said, just an FYI regarding how this relates to gold and silver, is we're going to see Bitcoin go to around $1,000, and once it goes to that $1,000, that's around the time, or not like immediately, but around that time, silver and gold, but mainly silver he was talking about, should both go up quite well. Now, just looking at his comment to me in the email, we might be looking at $3,000 in gold and $100+ silver by tax time. So to me, tax time, April, etc., roughly. February, March, April, that time frame actually. No telling. Again, it hasn't been real smooth with the WebBot and actual calling the timing of the silver. It's just showing over and over and over again, we are going to ultimately see this huge, unprecedented move in precious metals. It's going to come. It's going to happen. When I look at what I call the fundamentals, and what everyone else should, the massive amounts of debt we have, the fact that all these countries around the world, we're all using unbacked fiat currency. That's what fiat currency is. It's backed by nothing. And we're just printing and printing and quantitative easing. etc., etc., etc. And I got a video to do, by the way, now. That's Zero Hedge pointed out. Forget Deutsche Bank, as much trouble as it's in the Italian banks. Forget those guys. There's 2 U.S. banks in far worse condition on a crap list, if you will, by one of the financial club sources, a list they produce of the most troublesome banks, etc., for certain reasons. And 2 of my favorite banks are on there, Citigroup and you got it, J.P. Morgan Chase. The 2 credit cards I defaulted on back in the day and settled for pennies on the dollar. And I learned that trick from watching J.P. Morgan himself during the history anyways, of what he did in 1929. Crashing the market, banks failing left and right, he scoops them up for pennies on the dollar. Thanks, J.P. Morgan. You just gave me a tip. I'm defaulting on my credit card, and I'm going to settle with you for pennies on the dollar. And that's exactly what I did. And can I be honest with you, as wrong as this might sound, it felt fantastic. You would expect the CFTC, the Security Exchange Commission, these guys charge JP Morgan, and these guys are getting, I've done so many videos over the years, I couldn't even count them if I tried, on how many times these banks, these too big to fail banks, all of them at the top, these top banks, committed a massive financial crime, should have been sent to prison, some of these executives, easily. Which not even, by the way, not even talking about the 2008-2009 crisis, not even including that. And what do we see? Security and Exchange Commission settle out of court, pay this fine, promise you won't do it again for 2 years, and for 2 years you're not allowed to play with wheat futures contracts or cotton futures contracts. Okay, 2 years goes by, we can play with them again. Not that it mattered, you were playing with other commodities contracts anyways. And doing the same damn thing over there, and then they get caught later, and it's that, okay, don't do that again, pay another fine. And when you look at the math, you say, well, hold on, they made $2 or $3 billion breaking the law, essentially, and then they're getting off the hook for $300, $400, $500 million in fines. Like I've said a million times, that is a business. That is now a business practice. We will knowingly break the law. We will knowingly, of doing this, of course, make $2, $3, $4 million, and then we're going to pay the fines for $300, $400, $500 million. We sometimes might not be able to play the game for 2 years, that specific game on that specific commodity, but we got a whole lot of other commodities and other things to play with, not a problem. And then as soon as that 2 years is up, we go back and do what we did. And then they'll find us guilty again later on, but we won't have to admit guilt. We'll just settle out of court, settle for this nonsense, Security and Exchange Commission, and then that head of the Security and Exchange Commission, okay, I'm retiring. I've been here for 3 years. I'm retiring. Already? Isn't that like a prestigious job? Don't you want to keep that? Nope. I'm going to go ahead and retire. I'm stepping down. Really? Where are you going? I'm going to go work for Goldman Sachs. I'm going to go work for J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, those guys. Oh, so that's why you looked the other way and gave them these little tiny fines. Oh, I get it now. Gotcha. So all this crap that these people have been doing, which is essentially stealing from you and me, that's how they get their wealth. I just did the video. You saw the video. It's no longer 1% of the population owns, half the wealth on the earth. It's now 0.7%. And that includes the likes of Jamie Dimon, who head of CEO of JP Morgan Chase, and Lloyd Blankfein, head CEO of Goldman Sachs, who are now both, as of last year, both billionaires. They have joined the billionaire club. They did such a good job with these companies. Why wouldn't they? They were able to pay these small fines while breaking the law, making huge profits. I mean, hell, it's a fantastic deal. These guys work hard for their money. I work hard for my money. Dun, 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 dun. So hard for my money, so you better treat us right. And that's what they're saying to the head of the Security and Exchange Commission. You better treat us right. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's you guys? Oh, come on in. We're going to treat you right. We're going to order a pizza party, Pizzagate. Order a pizza party for the club. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, and Lloyd, come on in. Come on in the CFTC or Security Exchange Commission office. Have a seat, boys. What do you guys want? Extra pepperoni? You want some pasta? You want meatballs? What do you want, buddy? Guys, you made how much? 4 billion this time? This quarter? You made 4 billion this quarter? Rigging the commodity? Yeah. All right, listen. These damn idiots on the internet, they're making a big deal out of this. We're gonna have to do another one of those deals. I know last time it was 300 million. I'm gonna have to charge you a record fine this time just to let them know, hey, we're really going after you guys. I'm gonna have to charge you 500 million. You did say you made 4 billion, and you also made 3 billion. Yes, okay. So 500 million, no big deal, correct? Is that okay with you guys? It is. Yes, both. Okay, good. All right. So I'll have my press agent. We're gonna do a press release today that we find you the most we've ever fined someone. We're not going to mention the fact that you made $4 billion in profit doing this illegal criminal activity. We're not going to mention that you made $3 billion in this illegal activity. Okay? Right. So anyways, so this is why gold and silver are going to be so-called the last man standing. This is why gold and silver have stood the test of time for literally thousands of years. And I don't care how long it takes me to see 3, 4, 5,000 in gold, $100, $200, $300 silver. I don't care. I never, ever, ever bought my silver or told you to buy your silver so we can get rich quick and flip it. And nope. It was strictly, and always has been strictly, for one reason: protecting whatever wealth you might have or whatever wealth you think you might have. As Lindsey Williams said, anything written on a piece of paper that you own that you may think is worth something is not. Stocks, bonds, all that crap is not going to be worth the paper it's written on when this goes down. Do not forget the 1988 cover of The Economist magazine, 88, nearly 20 years ago, that said, get ready for a new world currency, gold coin around the Phoenix neck that says 2018, and below that the Phoenix is rising from the ashes of paper dollars burning in flames. They knew it then. They've always known it, because this is nothing more than a cycle. And after the fiat currency cycle, by the way, and this is history talking to you, comes asset-backed currency. And the asset that has always been used, by the way, just so happened to be precious metals. These prices, you see them hitting it today. I mean, I'm going to look real quick. They're again, not smashing it, but they're hitting the metals prices again. Silver's down 24 cents to $16.43. Gold is down $21.90 to $1,188. Where did we see this last? Oh, that's right, 2008. Having said that, what happened? Silver was at $21 at one point and went all the way down to a little under $10 very briefly. And then jumped to what, 10, stayed there for a little bit, kept, 11, 12, 13, but you had easily all day to buy at $10. And as I said, I took advantage of that day. So if it was at $21 and they were able to push it down to 10, and it's now at $16.43, and they do the same thing they did in 2008, 2009, except maybe this time they'll do it worse. Is there potential to see an unprecedented crash in the price of precious metals before the moon rocket shot? Keeping in mind, if you bought at the low, at that time frame, it was $10 roughly. If you sold in 2011, 2 years later, not from 2009 when this happened, 2 years later, we saw the massive increase in the price of gold and silver. Gold shot up to $1,900. Silver was almost touching $50 an ounce. Could you imagine having $10 silver and then selling it all at $50, making a five-fold profit? Would have been fantastic. However, I don't think that's what we've been waiting for. What we're waiting for is what I'm talking about now. Thousands of dollar gold, hundreds of dollars silver, because the worldwide markets and countries, their currencies are going to be in disarray so that they can try to usher in the new world currency, as the Economist magazine has covered. And we know the Economist magazine is owned, partially anyways, by the Rothschild family, richest family practically on the face of the earth. So when they speak and they write their little encrypted stuff like they always do in the front cover of that magazine, you can bet your sweet butt JSNP4 is paying attention and is going to try to analyze it. Just like this last one with the tarot cards. Now, someone posted on my comment section who read them. It was a very interesting comment. Diane something or another was her name. And I replied on there, hey, can we do a Skype? I'd like to really sit down with her through Skype and talk about that. But anyways, I wanted to share this little update with you and to tell you why this number is not nonsense. 3,000 gold and $100 silver is not even kind of nonsense. It's just a matter of how soon. And as I said, it's not going to be Bull Pony. It's not going to be the Daniel 70th week. It's not going to be any of this nonsense religious. Only he knows the time. You're not going to figure it out. You're not going to look at a chart. Oh, I know when the day. It's when the club decides, which is why everything happens when the club decides. That's another thing Lindsey Williams said. Nothing happens by chance. Everything is planned, pre-planned. You don't, again, George Bush Sr. being interviewed by that news lady a long time ago. Papa Bush. Do you watch the news? No, I do not. You never watch the news? No, I do not. How come? Because I already know what it's going to be. Boom, in your face. That's what they're saying. Anyways, got some more vids to do. And I know it's your Thanksgiving dinner coming up. And I hate to rain a little bit of doom on you, but this might not be doom. If you got precious metals, this might not necessarily be doom. This might be good news. And I'm going to end this. Matter of fact, I wonder if I should do a very, very, very brief Turkey Day bonus video on how to cook an unbelievable tasting turkey. I think I'm going to. I'm not going to put it at the end of this video. I'm doing a new video. It'll be extremely short, a couple minutes, as a bonus for your turkey to taste fantastic. Every bite of that turkey is going to taste like Thanksgiving. Stand by for this video.